Good. Hello, Facebook. Hello, everyone on TikTok. My name is Melissa. I'm known as the Blood Sugar Girl. So let me know if you guys have any questions. I'm going to get started. Hello, welcome in, welcome in. I'm going to get started talking about a little of what I do, the product. I get a lot of messages, you guys, about the system and what I promote and how I use it every single day. I actually just have the top. Um, I'm actually going to prepare me a decaf version of it right now. So this is one of them. We have a decaf version as well for people that are caffeine sensitive. And this is what I use every single day. Sometimes I crave another one in the middle of the night before I go to bed or if I'm up here late working. But yes, you guys, this is a simple protocol. It is all natural. And I am, like I said, I'm just now hopping in. So welcome everyone on Facebook. I'm almost, you guys, we made it to 80,000 followers on Facebook. 80,000 people that have followed this page that are looking for better ways of bettering their health, for solutions that don't require, constant visits to the doctor. A lot of us that are dealing sadly with health conditions like diabetes, pre-diabetes, cholesterol, fatty liver, anxiety. I literally just had someone that was messaging me right now that she has hyperthyroidism, that she has fatty liver, that she has type 2 diabetes, and she just had so many things going on with her. Hello, welcome in. And thank you for the heart me. And so I was like, yes. And she didn't even know when I was literally breaking down and explaining to her what insulin resistant is. She was like, wow, I did not know that that was connected to insulin resistance. I was like, none of us did, right? A lot of us that just started or barely started doing our research. I base everything I read, which is this book right here, is Why We Get Sick by Benjamin Bickman. Okay, he's a biomedical scientist as well, and he talks about a lot of our root causes that are connected to insulin resistance, like even PCOS, fatty liver, diabetes type 2, even infertility, and even lack of women that sometimes struggle with lactating and wanting to what is it called, breastfeed. It's complicated as well, and it's crazy how all of that is connected to insulin resistance. Cheers. So if you're just now hopping on, welcome. My name is Melissa. I'm known as the Blood Sugar Girl here on all social media platforms: Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, and Facebook, which we're live on Facebook. Like I just mentioned, we just reached 80,000 followers here on Facebook. So if you're not following TikTok on Facebook, you're missing out. In the link tree on my bio, you could hit the link and join the Blood Sugar Reset community. Where here as well on Facebook, make sure you're joining the Blood Sugar Reset community, where you're going to be part of a community where we share tips, ideas, educational posts, and it's a community where you guys could participate as well. So it's very, very incredible that I was able to build this platform known as the Blood Sugar Girl, that I had just started doing it for since I want to say January of this year. And I actually been doing and helping thousands of people all over the world since almost 3 years ago. I fully committed to wanting to expand to English. I was like, you know what? I feel more comfortable speaking about the product, what the system does, fully in English, right? Hey, I'm bilingual. So yes, I might pronounce salmon instead of salmon. And that was a very big old controversial video where, just to summarize it, I was actually on the way to the movies with my husband. I literally had a light that was broken and I was pointing it at myself like this. And the cars, and he was driving and everything. And We were almost going to get there. I know it's pronounced salmon, you guys. I just literally said salmon, but hey, I'm Latina, I'm Mexican. In some cultures, we say things wrong and we pronounce certain wording. But hey, it's like if I told you that you're not saying aguacate, right? And you're saying avocado. It's just that it's just different cultures. Pronunciation is very different. And when you learn English, you kind of learn as the way it says. And yes, so I said salmon instead of salmon, which was a very big deal for a lot of people. And I was like, did y'all miss the point, you guys? The point of the video was to educate and show you that there are other ways of prioritizing one's health. But with that being said, we're going to hop on what we're going to talk about tonight. How many of you guys are dealing with symptoms already of insulin resistance? Can you comment me in the chat? Symptoms of insulin resistance are people that are having these symptoms of constant hunger. You probably have brain fog. You probably have adult acne. You probably are having really hard time with your weight. You're probably doing so many things and nothing is very much helping. So not just that, it affects, hey Angel, it affects also hormones. It affects your daily function, low energy, you see blurred, like everything right here. Those top symptoms of insulin resistance are, you have excessive thirst, you're not having the energy, you're inactive, either you're having tiredness, constant hunger, high blood pressure, high cholesterol levels. All that is connected to insulin resistance. Thank you, Angel. But yes, you guys, if you are just now hopping on, we're going to break down what insulin resistance is and how you could reverse it. Okay. A lot of you I've seen that are looking for, how do I reverse? Those are the messages that I get. How do I reverse it naturally? How do I reverse insulin resistance? How do I get back to how I was, right? So if you didn't know what insulin resistance is when your body is basically overproducing insulin. Yay, I know, right? So when your body's overproducing insulin, which is produced by your pancreas, it's because you're constantly snacking throughout your day. You're constantly snacking, you're constantly eating throughout your day, and you don't give your body a break. Okay, so your brain signals, hey Danish, your brain signals a signal to your pancreas, produce insulin. Danish is eating, right? Nancy is eating, she's snacking. You said how to reverse. That's where I'm going. Okay, so your body is in this constant cycle of nonstop eating. Okay, when you're constantly eating, again, your body is overproducing insulin. And now, okay, what happens is that your cells are not absorbing the insulin. Insulin comes knocking at the cell wall, right? That's where your cells are supposed to absorb the insulin, burn it fat for fuel, burn it in energy. And it's not doing that. What happens is when you're overproducing insulin in your body, your cells shut down. They close. Your cells, your insulin comes knocking at the cell wall. It's literally tapping on the cell wall, and it's not opening. It's not opening. So then, since insulin is not absorbed by the cell, insulin looks around to see who it wants to hang out with. And guess what? Insulin finds glucose. Glucose is everything that we're eating that we shouldn't. It's turning into sugar, and it basically sticks with insulin. Those two stick together and they turn into fat. Okay, they turn into fat. And when we start producing so much fat around, in our body, we start to develop things like we're a little overweight, and then that takes us to low energy, brain fog, constant cravings, craving salty and sweet. You start to break out. You start to have the skin tags around your neck. Thank you, Danish. My plant, yeah, I'm propagating, so ignore the little mess in the back. My daughter was supposed to be asleep right now, but she is not, so my mother-in-law is helping me. Thank you. So your body is basically overproducing your pancreas is overproducing insulin. Insulin is connecting to the glucose and is turning it to fat. So the more fat you have in your body, the more sicker you're getting. Okay, like I said, you start to produce the skin tags, the dark neck. You start to see adult acne. You start to have all the symptoms of insulin resistance that basically the polycystic ovarian disease, inflammation of the liver, heartburn, low HDL, constipation, hypertension problems, increase abdominal fat. So that's when you start to have that stomach pooch. So those are all signs of insulin resistance. So again, how do we get to insulin resistance? We eat food. Our pancreas makes insulin. The cells start resist the insulin and they store it into fat. And then that's why you feel constantly tired and hungry, right? How many of you, when you're done eating, you're craving something salty, something sweet afterwards? That was me. I was constantly craving something salty, something sweet, and I would never feel like I was satisfied because I was constantly wanting to eat something. And the thing is that I work from home. I am a stay-at-home mom, so I have access to that. You see what that is back there? That's a pantry. The cabinets, right? And the snacks, the chips, the soda, everything we shouldn't eat, right? But what I noticed once I started figuring out what the root cause was, because I guess I gotta tell you, the more you know, the more you could work on yourself, okay? The more you read, the more you educate yourself, the more you could actually reverse a lot of these health issues that we have today. Diabetes, you could put it in remission. You could control it. When I put a video that was like, oh, certain fruits I can't eat. Hello, Andrea Brown. So certain foods you cannot eat. People were like, well, I eat this, and then I eat this fruit. I eat grapefruit, and it doesn't spike my sugar. I eat pineapples. I eat mangoes all day, and it doesn't spike my sugar. You guys, everything in moderation, okay? Please, everything in moderation. So obviously it's like saying avocado is good, but you're pouring down guacamole and chips because you said avocado is good, then that's a problem. Have you ever heard too much of a good thing could be a bad thing? Yes. So too much of a good thing could be a bad thing. So I'm not saying stop eating those things. I'm saying just moderate what you're eating. Give yourself a little grace. Give yourself those cravings that you want from time to time. Yes, but not every day you're going to eat mangoes. Not every day you're going to eat grapefruit. Not every day you're going to have candy. Everything that already spikes your sugar, okay? Hey, hello. So a lot of those things we already know. Obviously, I don't have to tell you. We don't have to follow people to see what already spikes our sugar. Stress could spike your sugar. Not sleeping could spike your sugar. An infection, some kind of a condition, a stress, like I said, menopause, everything could strike your sugar, could spike it. And you are going to be like, well, I eat this, this, and that, and it doesn't spike. Remember, everybody is different, right, George? 100%. So we can't just say, oh, I can't eat this, I can't eat that. If I eat this, it's going to spike it. Test the theory. You're the one that pokes your finger. You're the one that checks your sugars. You're the one that knows how it goes up. Man, I have people that literally message me and say, Melissa, I literally look at the food and my sugar spikes. And I'm like, how is that? You mean you just saw the plate of, the food you wanted to eat, and just by looking at it, your sugar spiked? She's like, yep. I'm like, whoa. I mean, she's obviously being sarcastic. But I was telling her that obviously 80%, you guys, 80% is what we eat. Okay. You could be working out all you want. You could be in this fitness journey, wanting to lose a few pounds, have more energy. But if you're eating the same way, you're not going to see no results. No results. Okay. So we have to be consistent. We have to find something that keeps us accountable. And that's where I come in with the tools that I use every single day. Andrea says, newly diabetic. Hello, Andrea. Well, let me tell you, you're not the only one, Andrea. 1 out of 3 people are diabetic and they don't know they're diabetic until they pick the finger or they go to the doctor, right? But I just want to tell you that there's ways to taking care of yourself. But now that you should be more aware of the things that you put into your body, okay? Because we already know what already took us there. The same habits that we had for a while took us to the state of diagnosis where we've been diagnosed with diabetes, right? So if you already not diagnosed and you already know, don't be afraid of finding alternatives, because let me guess, Andrea, did they give you the famous metformin? Let me know in the chat. Were you given the prescription which is commonly given to diabetics or sometimes pre-diabetics, known as metformin? Okay, a lot of us start them at 500 milligrams. Some doctors start them at 850 twice a day. Some people get started at even 1,000 twice a day. I mean, and you know what happens with medication? I'm not a doctor. That's one thing I want to clarify. I do not diagnose. I do not remove medication. I'm only someone that educates and gives you tools that facilitate ways of how to reverse it without having to depend on it in long term. So with my help and your doctors, you're going to get to the point. Andrea says yes. So you do take metformin. And did they start you off at a low dose or a higher dose? Because I asked, because the thing is that the body, Mama, the body gets used to the amount of, what they give you, okay? The prescription amount. They start you off at a low dose, and then your body gets used to it, and then you go to the doctor again in 3, 4, 6 months, and then they increment your dose again, and then you're still consuming metformin. I have people that have literally switched from using it because they have literally got themselves out of it. I never told them. They were like, you know what, Melissa, I poked my finger and on the system, my sugar was not spiking. It's literally below 100 in the morning. And back then it was used to be 250 or even 300, which was so high. But literally, I've had people that have been using metformin for 15 to 30 years. And I'm like, how? Your body is probably already so used to it that there's no effect, literally no effect whatsoever. The only thing that's getting charged is your insurance and your card. Yes, because you think you have to basically live a life using that type of RX for the rest of your life. But if you didn't know, metformin, it's a common, prescription used to basically force your cell walls. So if you're following me from the beginning, you remember that I said when you're insulin resistant is because your cell walls shut down. They close because of constant snacking, constant eating, right? Your body has not gotten a break since you just started putting stuff in your mouth and constantly snacking. So what metformin does, when you take it, it forces the cell to open, and that's why the insulin is absorbed and your sugar comes down, okay? But again, your body already knows what to do. You don't need it to force it to do what it should do. Where I come in is where I teach you ways of learning and to reset your body, okay? Learning to revamp it, restore it back to how it should function, because God makes no mistakes, y'all. Every part, every function in our body has a purpose. And when we're alternating it and doing all these things, it's just getting it used to the function that it should do, but you're forcing it with, prescriptions, right? Again, I'm not saying you should stop taking it. I'm not a doctor, you guys, okay? But like I said, the more you read, the more you know, okay? So how you could lower your blood sugar levels easier in a way where you're not consuming or depending on it for the rest of your life with medication for the rest of your life, especially if you're a diabetic type 2, is intermediate fasting, okay? I'm pretty sure you're like, how is that? Intermediate fasting. How does that work? Well, does anyone here on the chat let me know? Have you ever done intermediate fasting? Have you ever started one, or you're like, I don't know if I should do it, or I'm afraid because we've been told as diabetics we cannot fast. Oh no, if I stop eating, I could get I could pass out. My sugar is going to go down, or it's going to be very bad for me if I don't eat. My sugar spike. I have been told so many stories, and I get it. It's what we've been taught. It's what we know. It's what they have told us, right? Web say hi. What's good for autoimmunity? Hello, welcome in. I'll get there. Okay, I promise. I'm reading the messages on Facebook. I'm reading on it here on TikTok. So just leave your comments there. Okay. I will get to the comments towards as I'm going because I feel like I get a little distracted. I promise I'm trying to get to the point, you guys. But I will read them. Okay, started yesterday, 16.8. Perfect. So a lot of you probably are familiar. That's the one we do, Andrea, which is perfect. Okay, the 16.8. I'm going to read to you something here. That way you could get like, this is where I was literally thrown off guard. I was like, whoa. This is called why we get sick. Okay. And it says here, each year, roughly 10 million people, die from the big C, and almost 20 million people die from heart disease around the world. Another 50 million people globally have Alzheimer's disease, and almost 500 million of us have diabetes. Did y'all hear that? Okay. Roughly 40% of adults worldwide are considered overweight or obese. In fact, this is where I tell you, insulin resistance is the root cause, you guys. In fact, insulin resistance is the most common health disorder worldwide, and it affects more people, adults and children, each year than any other. And who is he, you may ask? Benjamin Bikman. He's a biomedical scientist and professor, and though he says he was totally in the dark about this condition, he is also now, that's why he became obsessed with it. He says, although now I know, and my focus is insulin resistance, I was once totally in the dark about this condition too. And he literally breaks everything down. What is insulin resistance and how does that affect us? It says right there, what is insulin resistance? And it says insulin resistance is an epidemic you may have never heard of. Okay, U.S. adults, half of the U.S. adults and roughly 1 in 3 Americans are known to have it. However, this number could be as high as 88% of adults. And this is like, the more you read, I get that again, the more you read, the more you know. So now, with now knowing what insulin resistance is and how the root cause of all our conditions are related and connected to that, we can now do something about it. So we already know when we're constantly snacking, it's because our pancreas is overproducing insulin, right? So how do we give our body a break? How do we give the pancreas a break? Right? I just mentioned it, and it's intermediate fasting. Intermediate fasting. When we fast, we finally give our body the break it needs to basically utilize all that insulin we have stored in our body, and it burns it in fat and burns it in energy, and it literally has your love handles for breakfast. Because your body, when it goes into a fasting phase, so for example, like you, Andrea, you say you just started your fasting 16.8. If this is the first time you fast, sometimes I don't recommend you to start straight at 16.8 because your body goes into like, oh, wait, I was eating all the time, then you're not giving me nothing. So it starts 12.4, then we work towards to 16.8. But that's where I come in, Andrea, and I help you and I personalize a plan that works for you and anyone that's watching. So a lot of us that start cold turkey or wants to like say, I'm going to start cutting sugar, I'm going to start cutting carbs because carbs turn into sugar. I'm going to start cutting sodas. I'm going to start cutting processed carbs. No more drive-thrus, no more coffees. If you start that cold turkey, best believe your body's going to throw a fit. How? How is your body going to throw a fit? Because it's going to go through withdrawals. Withdrawals, you guys. Camila, withdrawals, you guys. Your body is addicted to one thing and one thing only. Can anyone guess on the chat? Can anyone guess on the chat? Let me know what your body is fully addicted to. Anyone could guess? If you didn't know, it's okay. Okay, I'm going to give you a clue. It's in everything nowadays. It's literally sneaked into a lot of our foods nowadays, especially here in the US. And that is called Clifford. Thank you. Sugar. You see, Clifford is listening. Hey, sugar, you guys. Your body, mama. I'm telling you, guys, my daughter is literally not wanting to have it. She did not want to go to bed. So if y'all hear her screaming, just mind it. I'm a mama too. But yes, sugar. Sugar, you guys, is literally sneaked in everything we eat. your bread, your pastas, your juices, your candy, your protein bars, your low carbs are not low carbs. They just, everything that's splattered, that's a marketing thing. That's something they use for marketing nowadays because they know a lot of people are wanting to lose weight. Y'all saw it. Y'all read it. Y'all read it here. Literally said we're in a pandemic, and sadly we're overweight and obese because they sneak sugar into all our foods, even in your tomato sauce. So you could be like, oh, I bought an organic tomato sauce. Read the label. It literally has, if you cannot pronounce the ingredient, you should not consume it. If it has a barcode, it comes from a box, it comes from the frozen fruit section, don't eat it. And I know I have people commenting that, well, should not eat anything. We should not breathe because, I mean, we're still going to go, right? But if you could prevent it and don't buy it, you could literally decrease the chances of what your diagnosis is right now, like diabetes, cholesterol, fatty liver, anxiety, depression. Exactly, Andrea. High fructose corn syrup is the devil. Exactly. Clifford said, God bless you from Toronto, Canada. Shout out to Canada. And you know what? Good thing is in Canada too. Aisha says, what's good for fasting regimen for a nurse? Meaning that you have a complicated schedule. I'll get to the point, you guys, right now. Give me just a second about the fasting. I'm just kind of pinpointing to where I'm trying to make a point. I'm just following yesterday. I really like your approach. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the follow, you guys. And if you don't follow, make sure you follow. I am also in Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, all the social media platforms. I'm under the Blood Sugar Girl. You could follow me in all those platforms. And this stays and it's recorded. So if you are not in the live right now and you're watching it pre-recorded, maybe you're like me, I love to listen to podcasts and put my headphones on. If you're listening to me in a pre-recorded, I always know that you could always send me a message and you could always comment and I go back and answer as much as I can, okay? We're growing pretty fast, you guys. We're at 80,000 followers. That is insane. And thank you so much for the trust, the love, and support, and for wanting to join a community where I'm educating and opening the eyes of so many people, because there are natural ways of reversing a lot of our issues, you guys. I was going through anxiety. I was going through depression. And again, that was because I was lack of education, lack of not knowing that I was insulin resistant. I had PCOS. I was struggling with infertility. I had gained so much weight. I was up to almost 200 pounds. Never, ever was I that weight. Not even when I was in high school, not even when I had my first baby. I knew I had a problem. I was breaking out. I had the skin tags. I had the dark neck. And it was not because I'm brown. It was because of insulin resistance. That's a lot of the symptoms that we don't have, that we don't pay attention to nowadays. Okay. So again, that's just a little bit of me. As you hear my daughter screaming, I am a mom of two after 4 years of infertility. Now my happy story. After 4 years of infertility, after I found the system 3 years ago, I was able to reverse all of those health issues. I was also pre-diabetic, because when you're insulin resistant, you're pre-diabetic. You just don't know it. And it's literally here by biomedical sciences doctors. When you're insulin resistant, you're literally knocking at the door of diabetes. So you're considered pre-diabetes. Yes, you could still reverse it. And as well, if you're diabetic, you could put it in remission, of course. And the big question that I get is that can I not get it anymore? Yes, you can. Yes, it's like someone that lost the weight, and if you go back to the same habits, you're gonna gain the weight back. There's no magic whatsoever. And anything you do, everything in life, we grew up, we know our parents used to tell us everything you do in life has consequences, even your bad habits. Okay. Your eating habits take you to either the good way or the doctor's way, right? You're visiting your doctor constantly. You probably see your pharmacist more than you see your friends and all of that. And it's sad. You get that. How many of you guys get text messages nowadays? Your refill is ready. I used to get that when I was taking prescription drugs for my anxiety. I used to get the text message, you're up for your refill, respond yes for a refill. Or like if I needed a signature from my doctor, I used to call my doctor. Those are the messages I did not want to get, you guys. The messages I get now is from many people that are now help. Literally, if y'all haven't seen the stories on my Facebook, here on Instagram, follow me on Instagram. I literally have a highlight circle where, on Facebook and Instagram, all that, it deletes. I mean, not on Instagram, but on Instagram, you're able to highlight, and it tells you like I get text messages from people. They're like, Melissa, my A1C went down from 14 to 5.3. Okay, to 5.3. So again, I don't mean to go off in different comment sections, but I know it's because I'm reading the comments. I know a lot of people, I have 14 of you guys watching me right now that are desperate as well, wanting to find a solution. Clifford says, I pray for remissions. Thank you for creating this community. I appreciate you, sugar girl. Thank you so much, Clifford Coco, and I appreciate you participating as well. If you haven't joined my blood sugar reset community, it's also on my page. Okay, so make sure you go scroll through there, and it's in my link tree, and it says join the blood sugar reset community, which is it's going to be a community for you guys as well. Okay, it's going to be a community. So now back to how do we work on ourselves? How do we find tools that facilitate? Yes, intermediate fasting. Yes, it's a great asset, but a lot of us don't handle it. A lot of us get tired of doing any diets, measuring our food, meal prepping, cutting off stuff from our daily routine support. You guys, I found the perfect hack and the tools that facilitate it. And that's why I've been on it for 3 years. My mom roughly was suffering from so many things. Neuropathy, that's one thing you develop. If you don't take care of your sugar and your blood sugar spikes for such a long time, it starts to cause inflammation, and inflammation starts to develop nerve damage. And the pain, the pins, the needles, the hot and cold feet that don't let you sleep at night could start getting worse. Okay, so be very mindful, be very careful, and really have a stable blood sugar, because the more it's up constantly, maybe right now it does not have an effect, but later on it starts to damage. First, it damages the small nerves, then it starts to damage the longer nerves, which are the ones in your feet and your hands. That's why a lot of people feel that neuropathy, which is like, again, the pins, the needles, the hot and cold, the burning, aching sensation that causes a lot of people to depend on another medication called gabapentin. If you don't know, that's another pharmaceutical prescription that a lot of people use for the pain, mostly for other stuff, but commonly used for neuropathy. But yes, so now, like I said, intermediate fasting, right? It's going to help bring down inflammation. It's going to help use your body as way of using it for burning fat for fuel. Starts to use that insulin accumulated in your body, and it will start to work and work and work. And guess what? Your body's like in a reset mode. It's restoring. It's like when your TV or your phone freezes, your computer freezes. What do? We turn it off and we turn it back on. The same thing you do when you are intermediate fasting. When you do intermediate fasting, your body is literally working itself into finding a way of stabilizing your blood sugar, having more energy, having less brain fog, having mental clarity, and you're going to see the decrease. Okay. Sorry, you guys. Let me see the questions here. Sorry for jumping ahead with questions. I know you will get there. I just wanted to ask. I can rewatch in the AM when I get up for work. Okay, yes, you can watch it. Yes, of course. Everything is pre-recorded. You can listen to it. I do see people that go back and actually rewatch it, which I love. That's why I'm even paying for this StreamYard, because I want you guys to have it and listen to it when you don't finish it. Because I'm a listener. When I'm cleaning or I'm doing something, I'm like this with my headphones. I'm doing this with my headphones, and I'm cooking and I'm doing stuff. So yes, you could go ahead and listen to it, no problem. But yes, again, so intermediate fasting, again, that's just something that we are already doing, but we don't do it correctly, right? Like you said, Andrea, you're like, I already started. No, girl, you've been fasting since you were born. And you're probably like, how? When you sleep, your body enters a fasting phase. So if you didn't know that, now you know. I was like mind blown when I heard that. So yes, again, when you are sleeping, your body enters a fasting phase. But now, this is where we're doing it wrong, you guys. When we wake up, can someone comment in the chat? What is the first thing that we put into our body? Can anyone comment on the chat? Let me see who's awake on the chat, you guys. Facebook, we still got 14 people strong. What is the first thing we wake up in the morning preparing while we get ourselves ready? Or that's the first thing you do? Can anyone answer? Some people, you would say water, Clifford, but maybe yes, but not everyone. I hope. I wish people would wake up drinking water more, but the correct answer is that we wake up prepping a coffee. We wake up going through a drive-through, Dunkin' Donuts, Starbucks, those McDonald's, like those lines are. Have you ever passed through one of those places, or you are that person? I'm not judging. But have you ever passed by there and you're like, whoa, the line is long. And then you're in line as well. I was that person. I'm not judging again. I was that person. But yes, the first thing normally people wake up in the morning consuming is coffee, sugar, filled with sugar, Martha, correctly. Sugar. And then when you're in that line, right, or you're preparing your sugar, either you're toasting some bread with jelly, or you're getting a cheese Danish or some chocolate croissant, or if you're Mexican like me, some pan, right? Pan in the winter here, like I said, that's why a lot of people, us brown skin, Latinos, all that, we love bread. And yes, that's literally fertilizer for the sugar. And you said me at 7, Brooke, getting an energy drink. And I cannot unsee that, Aisha. If I said your name wrong, I'm sorry. Energy drinks is something that a lot of people consume. Why do you think all these famous influencers are now promoting and trying to brand and bring out their own energy drinks? Because they know people lack energy, because all the sugar consumption eventually gives you a crash. That's why you wake up tired the next day and you're exhausted, because your body overworked when it should be entering a fasting phase and your body should be relaxing. You wake up tired than when you went to sleep. And I don't know if it's you, Aisha, that said that a nurses, was that you? Yes. So I know you need that energy drink. But let me tell you, if I could actually give you something that helps you with that same energy, but it doesn't have the caffeine, it doesn't have the sugar, and it's all plant-based, and it will help you with extending your fast, meaning you will not feel the hunger, you will not feel the anxiety of wanting to snack and eat, because it literally controls your appetite. Would you want to know more? I was like, sign me up there. Sign me up there, because I, as a mom of 2, you guys, I need, and you, Aisha, need, yes, nurses, yes, people need that, especially after your night shifts, your day shifts, and I appreciate all what you do, Aisha, for nurses. And actually, just FYI, just to quit what I was going to tell you, a little commercial break. I myself was actually gonna go into nursing school. I worked for 10 years at a chiropractic clinic. Before that, I worked in medical clinics, learning. I was actually got my associates in science, and actually had applied for nursing school. But then I fell in love with other stuff. I fell in love with beauty. I fell in love with doing lash extensions, but something in me always felt like I needed to do more. And then when I went through what I went through, I feel like God redirects you in the right path that you're supposed to be at, because I went through that on purpose to find this product. I was never looking for it. I never, ever knew about it. And it's been here for such a long time. Just a lot of people don't know about it. But if it wasn't because of my mom's husband, I don't know where I would be, because he's the one that found it almost 4 years ago. I've been on the system for 3. And when I was given the opportunity, and they presented the opportunity to me, because I was recommending it to so many people. My husband, cholesterol, pre-diabetic, addicted to coffee. And that's why I said coffee. He would consume 5 to 6 cups of coffee every single day, you guys. And I'm not saying coffee's bad, but when you consume it with that whipped cream, that caramel, that heavy creamer that's full of what? Sugar, then that turns into a problem. Again, too much of a good thing can be a bad thing, okay? A bad thing. So if he was able to reverse all of that, pre-diabetes, and also lost 35 pounds in 3 months, which again, I don't know what's it about men in general losing weight faster than women. But you guys, lost 50 pounds in 6 months on the system. Reversed my PCOS, anxiety gone, depression gone, food noise gone. And I have so much energy. And after 4 years of infertility, because I have a 5-year-old and I have a 1-year-old, that's when y'all probably hear screaming in the background. It took me that long to get pregnant. But within the first try, and after losing the weight, after my hormones balanced, my periods regulated, I literally was telling my husband, should we try? Let's try and see if we can get pregnant. I got pregnant the first try, you guys. And guess what? A lot of people are like, well, you used it. Well, and you got, yes, I actually even asked my OBGYN, because this is also in the physician's desk reference. This product is in the PDR.net. And Aisha, let me know if you know about that reference, because it's literally in the physician's desk reference. That means ours goes through clinical trials, is clinically tested, and it's also backed up by Health Canada, which is very hard to even get the credentials for them to actually take it in and test it and approve it, because it has European studies and backup science that they, European like regulations are very different from the United States and Canada and other countries. So us is backed up by Health Canada too, is literally speaks for itself. So yes, now what I'm going to talk about is the product. Okay. This here, you guys, it's what I use every single day and has been helping me for the past almost 4 years. If you're not familiar with this, it actually is linked down in this description of the video. So you could check it out, read it if it's something for you. You could do intermediate fasting yourself. If you could do it, hey, go ahead with or without the tools, right? I'm here to educate and teach you ways of reversing a lot of your health conditions in a more natural way. Okay. If you can make it and do it, then awesome. But if you're someone like me that lacks self-confidence, not self-confidence, but self-discipline, I literally am a huge snacker. I cannot go, I go through a drive-through to get my son something to eat, and I'm picking inside the brown paper bag and fetching on some French fries or some chicken nuggets. That was before. Not anymore, okay? But this here, just the tea itself, it's what I'm actually drinking right now. We actually have a decaf version because this is 375% potent, meaning it's ultra concentrated yerba mate extract. And ours is not like the regular one that you get and can boil and consume. No. Ours goes through a 5-step process, okay? Ours goes through, it burns at a low heat, and then they extract the best of the yerba, and then they literally take it and ultra concentrate it. Like I said, 375% potent, meaning you can't drink it fast. Why do you think I'm slowly sipping mine? Thank you, Jimmy, for the likes. Why do you think I'm slowly sipping mine? Because it's ultra concentrated. So you, Aisha, that you're like, I need the energy, or whoever's like watching me right now, you're like, oh, I need the energy because I drink coffee, I drink energy drinks. This right here will have you cleaning your house, and your house is literally clean. I have friends that would message me when they started the system, and they're like, Melissa, what the heck is in this drink that I'm literally mopping my entire house right now, and I feel amazing and have the music going, and I just have all the energy. And this is what we do. This is literally what we do and what we consume every day. Aisha said, we all drink them days and nights. It's crazy. We all walk in with a drink in our hands. And yes, would know what is it I can do other than energy drinks. Aisha, this, you and all your nurse fun buddies, all your nurse colleagues need to get on this. Thank you, Yvette. Need to get on this because it's so funny because my husband works in a restaurant. Yes, Isa said, amazing. I love the tea. Exactly. We all do. Once you try this, it's like the commercial. You're going to want more. We literally buy 3 boxes instead of 2 because your system comes with 2. But I buy a decaf version just so I can have it in like the evening and it won't kill my sleep, right? But you would literally think it's funny because my husband works at a restaurant. He's a bartender, and he literally works long shifts. Okay. But it's funny because when I go visit him, everyone at the restaurant has this bottle. They literally all have this bottle. And I'm like, he got everyone into it. So I would love to see that photo, Aisha, when you go to work and then you start with this, and then all the nurses and the hospital or wherever you work, they're gonna be with their bottles, and then we're gonna laugh. We're gonna remember this moment, right? But yes, this is something that, like I said, it's incredible. It facilitates your everyday routine. It helps cancel the food noise. It cancels the appetite, hunger. And if you are, like I said, doing intermediate fasting, this actually helps extend your fast. And it's anti-inflammatory. It has chlorogenic acid, which stimulates that happy feeling of emotion. Like I said, I was struggling with anxiety and depression, you guys. So it really got me out of the pit. I remember taking it the first week, and I was like, I felt like I was living in the moment and not in the present, and not in the future, and not in the past. Because if you didn't know, someone that's constantly struggling with anxiety, it is constantly literally focused so much in the future. And then someone that's constantly struggling with depression is because they're focused on the past. So I was literally always in back and forth with my feelings. And I was never focused in the present, in the moment. I had my 1-year-old at that time, and I was struggling with postpartum depression. It was a very, very dark time. But I'm so glad that I went through that, and I would go through the pit again, you guys, because I would not be sitting here right now through Facebook, where we're reaching almost 80,000 followers tonight. We are at 12 people watching. Clifford, Aisha, Martha, everyone that's participating and asking questions. I would not be here. I would not probably be talking to you tonight. So there's always a purpose in what we go through life, even if it's good or bad. But everything has a purpose. And I'm here, and now I'm dedicated to helping thousands of people around the world. I've been doing it for 3 years in Spanish. I actually have my TikTok account. I have everything that I've been growing for the past 3 years. But this year, January 2026, I literally put that I needed to grow. I wanted it to do it my way. I wanted to build this platform that it was more me. I feel like it's more me, more Melissa, more the blood sugar girl. And I hope I get to help so many of you today, and anyone that comes ahead and is actually watching this pre-recorded. Give yourself the opportunity to benefit yourself and really prioritize your health, because we only have one body, one life. If you don't take care of it, no one else would make it for you. No one can force you to do things. You have to decide to want to be the change and wanting to do the change for yourself. I have 2 little ones that depend on me, and best believe I'm going to do the best I can to take care of my health, right? Because I want to have the energy to run. I'm going to be 35 years old this year, if God gives me the opportunity to make it in November. And I'm so excited to be the best version of myself, be the best version of for my kids, for my husband. And if you would have met me 3 years ago, you probably would have seen me crying, depressive, anxious. I couldn't drive. I couldn't even go to the store. I couldn't go anywhere. I disconnected from life itself. I was literally just stuck at home. That was me. I was afraid of the life that was out there. Even though I was so out there, and I love to be out there, and I love the noise and the family, I disconnected because I was going through something, and I didn't know that it was connected to insulin resistance. And you guys, the first week that I started drinking it, I felt amazing. I felt the change, my mental clarity, my focus was more. I was literally starting to take care of myself. I lost 50 pounds in 6 months. No more anxiety, no more depression, no more constant cravings. And I just feel like the person that I am today is because I value everything I went through, that I really take this seriously when it comes to helping people. My push is I need to be here for my child as long as possible. Exactly. And you will, Aisha, and you will. Okay. So let me know, babe, if you want to get started, anyone that's here. Again, this is literally a 3-step system. You're going to drink 2 of these a day. It's going to be 1 in the morning, another one in the middle of the day. Drink it hot, cold, room temperature, any way you prefer. You're going to be doing intermediate fasting. But don't worry about knowing all of this. That's where I come in. When you sign up with my discount link, which is in my link in my bio here on TikTok, or here in the description here of the live. You could check it out, then join the community as well. Once you sign up, I get a notification. I send you a welcome text. I work with you one-on-one. You're going to be a part of my community. I follow up. I see how you're doing. I work out with you a personalized plan like you, Aisha, that you're like, I need something, me as a nurse, to be able to adapt to my routine. You guys, this adapts to anyone's routine. You work night shifts, day shifts. This adapts to you, not you to it. That's why I love it, because it's simple, practical. I literally carry this in my purse everywhere. They literally fit in my purse, my wallet, my glove compartment. Is literally 3 easy steps. 3 easy steps, okay? I prefer to drink this and be drinking it depending on medication for the rest of my life. And again, you're going to see the difference because you're going to be following up with your doctor and you're the one that pokes your finger. So you see how your numbers are going down. You see how you feel better. And just, I'm telling you, once you drink this, you're going to be looking at it like me. The first time I drank it, I said, literally, my words were like, what the heck is in this? What the heck is in it? And I remember looking at my mom and I was like, yes, I see why you've been feeling that way, because my mom was also going through her stuff. And like I said, do your research, click the link down below in the description or the link on my bio here on TikTok. You get a 90-day money back guarantee. You get free shipping. We're in 65 countries. We're all over the US. We're in Canada. We're in Asia. We're in Europe. Okay. We're in a lot of countries. So just check it out. See if it's available for your country. And once you sign up, again, I will send you a welcome text. And then you'll also get the discount with me. And you get 2 freebies. Here in the US, you get the diamond bottle for free. And you get a hand mixer for free as well. And free shipping. And you get me as your coach. Okay, you get me as your coach. So I will be with you every step of the way. Do the subscription. You could cancel at any time, but minimum do it 3 months. Okay, that's why we call it the 90-day challenge, which is 3 months. Do it and see how your body reacts. See how your body feels. I would love to work with you. Okay, it's just that at the end of the day, you have to decide what's better for you. Again, this is not medication. This does not replace your medication. This is all natural, plant-based, and has no sugar. Okay, so if you want to get started, I'm going to leave it. The link is down below. Also, join the Blood Sugar Reset community. That is also in the start here in the description on the About Me. And yeah, once you get started, I will work with you. It will process. You'll get it within a couple of days. And I will explain to you how to drink it, what to eat. And we're going to work on your personalized plan. Okay, depending on what you want to work on. Maybe you want to lower your blood sugar. Maybe you want to put your A1C down. I've had people with their A1C up to 14. That's the highest I've seen it. Sugar up to 544. I would love to show you in my other phone, but I'm transmitting over here on TikTok. But I literally have the receipts. I have the receipts of people when they send me their screenshots. They show me that they're actually the process that they're going through. They call me when they go to their doctor's appointments. It's crazy. But yes, I wish I could say more, but I can't because, again, I'm on TikTok and it's a little toxic. But any more questions, you guys, before I go? I'm going to go ahead and leave. It is almost 10 p.m. Central Time here. My daughter hasn't gone to sleep. My mom is calling me up because she's dropping off my other son. She picked him up Friday after school. And yes, after everything, I'm a mama, I'm telling you. But yes, I enjoyed you guys being here. Okay, I really liked that you participated on this live. I loved it, actually. Make sure you hit the follow if you don't follow right there. I don't know where is it here on Facebook. Make sure you like the page and activate. I don't know if there's an activation of alert. So Facebook notifies you. TikTok does have a bell alert, so you could activate the notification for lives. But I will be actually doing lives every single night, either 9 or 10 p.m. Central Time. Okay, so y'all won't miss out on any other lives. No problem, Andrea. I hope to work with you, babe, and keep at it. You're doing great. I'm so happy that you're starting even just doing it the way that you should, which is intermediate fasting, and then we can work on it. Okay, so this right here is going to help facilitate it because, again, it helps you with the brain fog, it helps you with the food noise, helps extend your fast, and makes you feel good. Okay, makes you feel good as well as an anti-inflammatory. All right. Any more questions before I go? Any more questions? Again, if you're watching this pre-recorded, put the questions down below. Clicking the link doesn't work. It does not work, Aisha. That's weird. Let me see. I'm going to comment in the chat, okay? I'm going to see if it's... Mande, mi amor. See, my daughter's like, let me see if I can add it on here, okay? Okay, mama. Okay. Let me see if it's here. But send me a text as well if you want through WhatsApp as well. That's my personal number. I'm trying to load it. I don't know why it's not here. Okay. Let me see if it loads it here. I don't know why. Give me 1 second, Aisha. Maybe because I copied and pasted it. But I'm gonna link it here, okay? Give me just a second. Ya voy a terminar. ¿Qué, mamá? Mira, está la abuelita. Corre. Okay. There we go. Okay, I just commented right there. See if it's able for you to click it. Let me see. If it's available to click it and you're able to see it, let me know on the chat because, again, I don't know why it's not saying it in the description when I put it there. But thank you for letting me know, Aisha. Sometimes, with technology, it fails. But yeah, it's actually right there. Okay, what country are you in, Aisha? It looks like it is working. And if you open it, it tells you right there that it was referred by me. Okay, mama. Let me turn my camera this way. But yes, let me know. Don't see it. It's down it's pinned in the comments. So if you scroll all the way up, you could see it. Okay, it says youfeelgreat.com /C and then it says Coach Sanchez. Can you see that? Okay, no problem, Aisha. Let me go ahead and send you. Ten, mama. Hold on, mama. Ten. Es que quiero. Hold on, you guys. I'm telling you, I was about to leave. Ten. ¿Dónde está su tableta? And then she got pissed that she took off the little light. Let me see, Aisha. I'm gonna send you a message, okay? I think we have, let me see, we have chatted. Send me a DM, okay? Send me a DM. It looks like your profile is private, so I cannot send you one. But yes, if you're in the US, see it in the comments. I'm literally looking at it right now and it's linked there. So I don't know if it's something with your settings on your phone, but it's literally the first pinned comment. It says, get the system here. And it has the https /youfeelgreat.com /C, then Coach, and I re-commented again. But scroll all the way down to the top. So let me know if you see it. Let me know if you see it, okay? But if you don't, again, I will send you a message, okay? But again, if you go up, scroll to my page, okay? On the all, there's an all section on my page. It says details. It says links, okay? Click where it says link tree. And that's where you could get it, okay? That way you could either you could join my blood sugar family sugar Facebook community on there as well, okay? So it's on my page on next to where it says all, then about, and then reels, and then where it says all, and it says down, if you scroll down, it says link tree, okay? Let me put the light. Angel's like, she's cute. Yes, but she's stubborn. I'm telling you guys, I need my energy. She's going through the growth phase. And I don't know if she's going through a sleep regression right now. So I'm like, she's not wanting to sleep. Okay, so let me know did you see it, Aisha? Were you able to see it? Were you able to see the link? Let me know when you see it, okay? But again, you guys, thank you so much. Again, if you're watching me, pre-recorded the links down there in the comment section. It's the first pinned comment where it says get system here. Or again, you could go to my page where it says all, then about, and where it says all, it says links, and it's Linktree, and that's where you could actually get it as well, and also join the Blood Sugar Reset community. Okay. But okay, thank you so much. Thank you everyone that is literally that stayed from the beginning to the end. I appreciate you guys, and make sure you follow if you don't follow, and like the page. And yeah, I see it from the pin that's been there, but don't see the new one you said you posted. No, that's the one. That's the same one. Okay, that's the same one. So I guess right now what I posted, it pushed it to the top again. So that's the first one you clicked at. That's the link. Okay, but I'll send you a message. Okay, Aisha. All right, y'all have a wonderful, beautiful night. God bless, and I'll see you tomorrow on the next live. So make sure you like the page. Thank you, and put your comments down below if you have any comments, okay? Bye.